Good evening, folks. Admiral Preparedness here. Labor Day has come. It's almost over. Here on the East Coast, people are now indoors, hopefully preparing for the following week ahead. What I want to talk about tonight is pretty simple. Where is your station at today? We're now in the late summer, and the virus has continued to thrive because of a stupid people. And I'm going to use that term unrespectful, because the young folks are sitting there having a good old time while they transmit this virus to the old folks who aren't having a good old time. Now, you can't pass laws because the stupid people won't follow the ones that are in place already. So what we have to do now is just get through it. Now, you know who you are. If your doctor has said, hey, look, you stay inside, or you can go on out but wear a mask. And I'll be honest with you, folks, I haven't washed my hands in months like these ass wipes want us to do that. I mean, come on. I already got some kind of dermatitis issue with the medication I'm taking, and I just can't keep washing my hands till the skin falls off. So it's about getting contaminated. It's basic biology, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about basic biology. There's no need to keep washing your hands, being all septic and sanitary if you don't have anything coming into your environment that causes you to worry about that. These people are gone absolutely out of their minds. Imagine yourself 40,000 years ago. Let's all take a time travel trip back to the past. The reason why most people died back then is because they didn't understand about fecal material and basic biology. You take a dump somewhere, and you get it on your face, and it gets in your mouth, you get dysentery, and you have the runs for the next 2 weeks, and you dehydrate, and you pass away. But if you are smart and you live above the norms or the normals or the peasants, you at least have the servants to take away your waste. Now, I was just recently watching a group of people who were walking around the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World at Frontierland. And I asked the question, do you folks understand what that brown pathway is that you're standing on or you're walking around in? I got these comments like, it was so funny because why that's there is to remind people that in Boston at the turn of the 1700s, there was no sewage management. And so if you're in a building that was a story above the ground and your chamber pot needed emptied, what'd they do? They opened the window and poured it down, and then it ended up in the street, which was basically a muddy walkway. Now, imagine yourself living in New York City in, say, 1878, and it's summertime, and all these horses are attached to wagons that bring the food, and it just stinks. And then you go to Great Britain with the Parliament right there on the water, and there's nasty coming into the buildings. I mean, it was amazing. Learn health history, and you would understand that we have to have sanitary conditions in order to remain alive. I am the official SHTF event, the king of flushing toilets and operating refrigerators. We used to sit and talk when I worked for NASA at Edwards Air Force Base during the Shuttle Program. When the orbiter was on station up in the 200 something miles above the Earth, our little building, which was a telemetry tracking site and a communications hub, would station our people there during these orbits, and when the orbiter came over, we'd track it and transmit that data to the ground controllers at Houston and other places that I can't talk about. And yet, while the stand down was going on, because the vehicle's now out of our area, we couldn't do anything. So we would just sit around and postulate about anything and everything. We even took Elvis Presley's fried banana sandwich, and we tried to replicate it as many times as we could. I could write a book just on what we used to do during the orbiter's exit of our area at Edwards. But what we have to understand, folks, is don't go crazy about Corona. It's out there. Just be safe. I mean, I'm sitting here now. It's September. I left work in late March. I've sat here and been out and going and doing my things. And anytime activity occurs in the abode that now needs me to be every time somebody leaves, I can't trust them. I don't know what they've been doing, so I have to self-quarantine. But while self-quarantine, I'm being busy. I'm doing things that occupy my time and my mind. I'm not scared of this thing, but if I get it, I'm dead. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. My physician's already said, Mr. Faith, you will catch this. You will be dead within weeks. So I'll take that as what it's worth. But what we're going to do here tonight is talk a little bit more about being prepared for the economic situation that's going to happen, because when you close businesses that are barely making it 1 week or 2 weeks, or they're gone. You drive around your town, you'll start seeing it. The Congress has figured out that the president has been doing the right thing and now we're waiting for the bill back that is occurring, because some places are catching up with common sense, and they're seeing their infection rates drop, and they're seeing their death rates drop, and they're slowly getting back to where people can come in and do their business. We have to be confident that if you do the right thing, you can walk into a business, shop your commerce, go home, and be fine. But when you're at a bar with some sugar daddy and you want to go out there and hoochie coochie on the dance floor and get all liquored up, you're going to get sick. If you want to go out to the beach or the lake and you're going to mass meet up with all these folks because you want to have fun, well, that's where the problem starts. So I'm going to make a prediction. Tonight will be the countdown, 14 to 21 days. I won't do it every day, but sometime in the next few days I'll count down to spreading or some other key word. Now, if I forget, remind me. And we all know how to do that, because a lot of you folks out there have been looking at my channel, and I greatly appreciate your feedback because it helps me make my channel better. I'm not going to go out there and spend a bunch of money to do all the fancy dancy Hollywood video, and I'm just too simple a man. But stick with me, folks. If you are a prepper, whether a senior prepper or a junior puppy dog prepper, we're here to help you get through this nightmare, and then the next peace and quietness that will come over this kingdom of ours, if you want to call it that. And then there'll be the next time, because there's always going to be a next time. Look at America, look at world history, for Christ's sake. You'll see this going on and on and on and on, and we have this cyclical problem. So what we're going to do tonight is just talk a little bit more about not being afraid. We're never going to be afraid. Just get out and do what you're going to do, but just remember, just take the precautions. All you got to do is take the precautions. And in that note, I'm going to tell you folks out there, take a good night off. Enjoy tomorrow, the day after that, the day after that. If your grandkids or younger relatives are handy, slap them. Tell them to stop doing what they're doing. I'm no preparedness there. Adios, amigos.